Today, we are going to talk about one of the most controversial topics when it comes to gacha games, fan service. And since I already know that a lot of people are gonna get mad at me for this video, here is a quick disclaimer. If you are sensitive to facts, do not watch this video. Anyway, unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably noticed the ridiculous amount of hate that a lot of characters have been getting recently, especially on TikTok, and it's just starting to get absolutely ridiculous. Not only is complaining in this case just absolutely pointless, but for some reason, this whole fan service drama is just starting to turn into hating on male players, hating on straight people, and sending people actual death threats just because they looked at a fictional character's dump truck or just because they like a certain character. Now, before I get cancelled for making this video, please watch this video before commenting and let me explain why I'm making this video and why all this fan service drama is just absolute nonsense. So first of all, I want to talk about a huge misconception that a lot of people have, which is that these games have not always been like that. A lot of people act like fan service in gacha games is new and as if it wasn't in these games from the very beginning. So let me tell you something. All of these games, including Genshin, have always been like that, and they will continue to be like that no matter how much you complain. If we take Genshin for example, they literally had characters like Lisa and Mona from the very beginning, and these two characters have some of the most fan service in the entire game. So no, Genshin did not suddenly change, they always had a ton of fan service and they will keep doing it since that's the best way for them to make a lot of money. Complaining about fan service in Genshin or any other gacha game is like going into a bar and wondering why they sell so much alcohol instead of apple juice. It doesn't make any sense. Fan service is the #1 key to success for these games, and that's why even games like Nikke are able to make so much money. I tried this game myself a while ago, and the comment in this game is just absolute dog shit. But now moving on to a question that some of you might not like to hear the answer to. Is it weird and disgusting if you enjoy fan service? If you simply don't care about fan service or if you think a character looks hot, does that make you some kind of disgusting creep who shouldn't be allowed to play anything at all? Well, if you ask me, the answer is obviously no. But according to a lot of people on the internet, if you even slightly show any signs of attraction towards a female character, especially as a male, you are absolutely disgusting. You know what? And I'm gonna say it. If a man is down bad for a male character, nobody says anything. Same thing with females. If a woman is down bad for a female character, no one gives a fuck. But when a male person is down bad for a female character, suddenly it's absolutely disgusting and weird, which is why at the beginning of this video, I said that this whole fan service drama is just starting to turn into something where people just hate on straight players for no reason at all. Now going back to fan service, let me make something clear. Pretty much all of these characters that these gacha games release, and yes, that also includes characters like Fiorina or Arlecchino, all of these characters, apart from children, are being made with the intention of being fan service in one way or another. And that's just a fact. All of these characters have their thighs exposed for a reason. They have certain designs for a reason. They act a certain way for a reason. What I'm trying to say is, Hoyoverse and Kuro Games wants these characters to be sexualized, and their entire goal is to make people down bad for these characters so they end up spending money for them. It's that simple, and that also counts for games like Love and Deep Space, where obviously the target audience are down bad females instead of down bad males, for the most part at least. So it's nothing new and it's perfectly fine if you enjoy fan service. It's not the end of the world. Again, that goes for both female players and male players. And if you don't like fan service, that's fine. But don't go around hating on other people just because you yourself don't like fan service. I personally don't give a fuck about fan service. I don't care if these characters have an exposed chest or if they have exposed thighs. All I care about is how these characters feel in combat and if I like them as a character overall. But let me remind you that those are fictional characters. It's a bunch of pixels on a screen. Nothing is gonna happen if these characters get sexualized. It literally doesn't matter. And honestly, if you are someone who like really hates fan service, you might as well just stop playing gacha games in general. And I don't mean this in a bad way. But if you really hate fan service and you absolutely cannot stand it, you might have a better time just playing a different game. And that brings us to the next thing that we are going to talk about, which is going to be a little bit more serious. It's now getting to a point where people are actually getting death threats and getting called PDF files just because they looked at a fictional character's dump truck. A perfect example for that is what happened to the #1 Hoyo glazer, Doro. There is a pretty viral clip of him where the chat told him to try a glitch that would allow you to look under a character without making the camera go invisible. So bro went ahead, he tried that glitch with Arlecchino, and surprisingly it actually worked. So he spent like 2 seconds looking at her ass by accident, and that's it. But little did he know that this would be the biggest mistake of his entire life. Because after this clip went viral, people started losing their minds over it. Everywhere on TikTok, people started spreading misinformation about him, such as calling him a PDF file, a creep, and every other slur that you could possibly find. But of course, that was not enough, because these people went ahead and genuinely started sending him death threats just because he looked at a fictional character's ass for like 2 seconds. He didn't even do anything. He literally just tried a glitch that the chat told him, and by accident he spent like 2 seconds looking at Arlecchino's ass. That's literally it. Nothing happened. I don't get how people can be so mad about this to the point where they would go this far. That being said, if you want more information on what exactly happened there, I recommend watching his own video for that. Also, the same thing actually happened to a different streamer, and I'm not gonna go much into details there. He just made some down bad jokes or something like that, and people started doing the same thing to him as well. Spreading misinformation, sending him death threats. If you want to know the exact details, just watch his own video on that. He goes more into detail there. Anyway, before we end the video, I want to tell you guys what I think these companies should do to make this system at least a little bit better. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I think they could very easily make things a lot better if they just gave us more male characters that are actually cool and powerful. And by that, I don't mean characters like fucking Linny or Ling Yang or any of these boring ass characters that nobody uses. What I mean by that are tall, muscular, and cool looking badass characters that actually feel strong and powerful. The reason why I think this would solve a lot of the issues and complaints about fan service is because not only would it make the fan service more equal between male and female characters, but it's also something that both female and male players would absolutely enjoy. Let me take Capitano for example. Female players, for the most part, like him because to them he's simply hot as fuck. Let's be honest ladies, he's tall, he got muscles, he is badass, what else do you want? And we male players, for the most part, simply like him because to us, he's just cool as fuck. His design, his character, his fighting skills, everyone would be happy if they just released more characters like that. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I feel like that would be the perfect solution. Cause Wuthering Waves, for example, is doing this almost perfectly. Even though they don't have a lot of male characters, at least all of them are actually cool and they feel like strong and powerful males. Kacharo, Jiang, Brand. I haven't heard a single person complain about these characters. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and as always, I wish everyone a nice and wonderful day.